We're going to be looking to see that, make sure that people are stating their name and their address.
Wisconsin resident Harry Waite, who backs Donald Trump's false claim that his 2020 election defeat was fraudulent, says he'll be observing election workers and voters on November 5th and believes mail-in ballots are not secure.
It's the duty of the patriot to engage in civil disobedience when you see something that's wrong. And basically, I see a whole lot that's wrong. And, my alternative would be to shoot somebody, and I don't want to do that.
He is one of at least 9 poll watchers who raised complaints at a polling station in Glendale, Wisconsin, during a Democratic primary in July for a state Senate seat.
They began to contest every single ballot.
Glendale's Democratic Mayor Brian Kennedy said the activists' challenges caused long delays and started as soon as election staff began to read absentee names and addresses aloud, as required by Wisconsin state law.
They basically said that they couldn't hear the names being announced. They couldn't, from where they were standing, they couldn't see the ballot envelopes. They had a whole bunch of excuses, and they were essentially disrupting the entire process, trying to keep those ballots from being properly tabulated in the poll book and then opened and counted.
Waite says he saw envelopes that did not contain a signed form from the voter attesting they requested the ballot, and that election staff was not prepared.
Well, what we saw a polling place that was not set up. They had no tape along for borders to keep people 3 feet away for observers. And we were the only observers at that facility because it wasn't a big election. It was just a Democratic primary.
But election officials said they fear the poll watchers' actions in July, while limited, were merely a rehearsal for the much larger general election. Ann Jacobs is Wisconsin's Elections Commission chairwoman.
There have been some folks who have implied that they intend to disrupt the process, or that they're convinced there's cheating going on, and they sort of want to be the hero of their own story and go in and find that. And what they're going to find is not cheating or anything like that. They're going to find orderly, well-run elections. But I'm a little concerned that some folks think that they can go in and somehow change how elections are run.
Waite has voiced criticism against the state's top election officials, including Jacobs.
They're very democratic, and everything that they rule on is in favor of the Democrats. And they are not concerned about election integrity at all. We aren't there to cause any trouble. We're there just to monitor the elections to make sure they're safe and secure, because 2020 was not safe and secure.
Are we going to admit and understand that sometimes our candidates lose? Sometimes the people we want to win just lose. And if what we're going to do is delegitimize the entire process merely because of that fact, then we're really losing hold of our democracy. And when there are mistakes in the process, we should absolutely address them. But to claim that the entire election is, rigged, that's the term of art, right? And then go storm the Capitol because you're angry that your guy lost, that's what cannot happen if we're going to have a functioning democracy.